Kentucky lawmakers will close out the 2022 General Assembly session on Thursday. Today, Governor Beshear said he's done reviewing all the bills sent to him, including a 2-year spending plan. The governor says he agrees with a lot of how lawmakers decided to spend billions of taxpayer dollars, but he says they could have done more with more money available to work with. WIMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what the governor had to say about the spending plan from the Capitol.
Governor Beshear says there is a lot to like in the new state budget, saying that it funds transportation projects, broadband, and more than $250 million for various water and sewer projects.
So together, our job using this budget is to turn 2 incredible years of economic progress into 20 years of prosperity that reaches every part of the state.
Beshear says he's signing the budget that gives state workers an 8% raise and state troopers a $15,000 pay hike. After experiencing years of cuts, higher education will receive tens of millions more.
Listen, after $250 million, I believe, in cuts since the Great Recession, we are finally reinvesting in higher education in a significant way.
But Beshear says lawmakers missed the mark in education funding. He says the General Assembly should have included raises for teachers, and he says there remains a need for universal preschool.
We're ready and willing to work with child care, but if we can step back and say, this isn't working, let's find another way to do it. Universal pre-K is the fastest way to get us to where we need to go.
Beshear is vetoing parts of the budget, mostly dealing with technical and what he calls corrective issues. And in the legislative budget, he says he's vetoing raises for lawmakers.
Overall compensation, that's salary plus all the per diems and the rest for legislators, has grown to a swollen $60,000+ a year on average. That is more than double or close to double what an average Kentuckian makes.
Beshear says he is also vetoing a raise for himself, the governor, and others in state constitutional offices. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
We reached out to both House and Senate Republican leadership, and the Senate leadership says they are going to reserve comment until the legislative process is finished later this week.
Showers continuing to filter into the area as we head through this evening. Already you're starting to see portions of the Cumberland Valley seeing quite a bit of shower activity this afternoon and evening, and even more on the way as we head later into tonight. I-75 in Mount Vernon, you can see wet roads out there and even some raindrops on the lens of the camera. Here this afternoon, London Corbin Airport, already starting to see more rain there as well. Temperatures have fallen down to right around 60. And that's been the hallmark of areas that have seen rain today. We've fallen into the upper 50s and low 60s versus the middle and upper 60s and even low 70s still in place across portions of the Kentucky River Valley and into the Big Sandy. Radar outside right now, pinpoint Doppler. Well, we have those scattered showers mainly along the I-75 corridor and just east right now, though we've got more starting to push into Wayne and Pulaski County, the ones that saw it first a little while ago. That's not even the most active part of the region, though. Look out to the west. Tornado warnings in place for portions of Arkansas. It's that whole system that's headed our way. It's day one of a multi-day stretch of severe weather across the plains and the Mississippi Valley, and we may get in on the act as we head towards the middle of the week as well. No severe weather expected for us tonight, though a gusty shower or rumble of thunder can't be ruled out. Mostly, though, just scattered showers, low to mid-50s overnight. I've got the latest, though, on when we could see some of those stronger storms coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. A Hazard police officer arrested 2 people this morning after he saw a suspicious car parked on Brown Gay Lane. When officers approached the car, they said Thomas Brown and Megan Curtis were acting strange and they could see a joint on the dashboard of the car. A canine unit was deployed, and following a search, officers say they found a loaded gun, a large amount of meth, heroin, cocaine, marijuana, and 5 sets of digital scales. Several hundred individual baggies and needles were also found in the car, along with more than $1,800 in cash. Police say both people had outstanding warrants. They were arrested and taken to the Kentucky River Regional Jail. A man was arrested on theft charges after a significant amount of farm equipment was stolen. On April 9th, sheriff's deputies got a complaint that around $68,000 worth of farm equipment was stolen from Winding Road in the Sheer Valley community. Deputies got an arrest warrant after they determined a clear suspect and got a tip that led to the recovery of the farm equipment in Wayne County. Deputies found Jacob Gregory in the Cooper community and arrested him. He's facing a theft charge. Gregory was taken to the Wayne County Detention Center. Highway 80 in Laurel County is reopened following a deadly crash earlier this afternoon. The crash happened on East 80 just past the Little Laurel Road intersection. As of now, no names or details have been released. We will update you with the latest as we get it on our website at WYMT.com. A major transport facility is opening in London. 60 to 70 trucks are expected to go through the facility each day, creating more than 150 jobs. WYMT's Keaton Hall was at the ribbon cutting.
Governor Beshear was in Laurel County Monday to highlight the opening of a major transport facility in London.
WB Transport is cutting the ribbon today on this new beautiful 200,000 square foot building on 20 acres here in Greer Industrial Park.
WB Transport co-founder Randall Weddle says the new cross-docking facility is creating careers.
The first phase, we've hired 150 employees, and we're excited when they said that we're creating that many jobs. Over this next year, we will max out at 250 in this building.
With all the extra weight on area roads, Governor Beshear said people shouldn't have to worry about more potholes.
First phase of road improvements for this facility, ensuring that it will lessen any impact on the community. The right-of-way, the design is included in the 2-year road plan and is going to move forward.
We're told this 200,000 square foot facility can handle up to 100 trucks a day just in receiving. But WB Transport founder Randall Weddle says it's just the beginning.
We should be breaking ground in the upcoming future for a 375,000 square foot building that's going to be located on the front side of this, and we're also excited about that.
But this influx of new jobs is not a fluke in the Commonwealth. Governor Beshear said the S&P recently upgraded Kentucky's economic outlook from poor to positive for the first time in 15 years.
Whereas I tell people in other states, they want to keep making fun of our accents. We're going to steal their jobs too.
Keeping careers right here in the Commonwealth. In London, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
Governor Beshear says Kentucky invested more than $11.2 billion in private companies last year. He says he wants Kentucky to become a top 10 economy by the time he's out of office. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul is honoring 2 law enforcement members for their heroism. Police say Trooper Michael Sanguini was conducting a traffic stop on Delta Court in Cynthiana back in January. According to the preliminary investigation, the man in the stopped vehicle shot Sanguini 6 times. 3 bullets hit his ballistic vest and 1 hit him. Officer Samantha Feoro with Kentucky Fish and Wildlife was also recognized for quickly getting to the scene and transporting the trooper to the hospital. She adds that Sanguini was not screaming in pain after he was hit. Rather, he was in shock.
The adrenaline, you have such a high adrenaline rush, don't really know. I don't think he knew how many times he'd been shot or anything like that.
21-year-old Laquan Taylor is charged in the shooting of Trooper Sanguini. He's facing multiple charges, including attempted assault on an officer, unlawful possession of a weapon on school property, and a few new charges were also added after the incident. The WestCare Perry Klein Emergency Shelter in Pikeville is looking for help from the community it serves. The shelter is partnering with local businesses, creating donation drop-off points to raise money, as the Pikeville location, which serves the unhomed people in the area, is hoping to make some upgrades to its space off Bypass Road. WestCare representatives say the community has always been gracious with donating items for the residents, but now the need is monetary as they plan to remodel.
This building was built in 1937 and it's just in really bad condition. We need new plumbing, new flooring, new electrical, pretty much new everything. And it's getting to the point where it's just unacceptable for my residents and for staff, but mostly my residents.
Several businesses around the city have donation boxes in their stores. Mona's, Community Trust Bank, Dairy Cheer, AppCycled, and more. And donations can be dropped off at the shelter just off Reddell Road at any time. Next Sunday is Easter, but before you pick up any Easter basket essentials, veterinarians and shelter workers are asking everyone to reconsider gifting live bunnies or chicks to your loved ones. WYMT's Alyssa Williams has more on the complications that come with giving animals as gifts for Easter.
When spring rolls around and Easter is in full swing, many people might consider picking up a bunny or chick to make the holiday extra special for their loved ones.
You know, chicks and bunnies are not good gifts for small children.
Dr. Danica Harvey at the Appalachian Animal Hospital in Hazard says chicks can be unsafe for children to handle, let alone to have as pets, because of the diseases and illnesses these birds can carry.
You know, kids have a tendency to stick their hands in their mouth. I mean, it's a really easy way for them to catch salmonella.
Dr. Harvey adds that these animals, rabbits in particular, are very fragile and require special care when handled.
They can break their spines just trying to get away from you if you don't know how to handle them.
Dr. William Hagens at Town and Country Animal Clinic says once the newness of these animals wear off, they end up at his clinic, with rescue groups, or at the local animal shelter, which is not equipped to care for them.
Giving these animals as spontaneous decisions is typically not just bad on a family, but it's also bad on the community, those who have to step up and take on that extra responsibility.
And if you want to gift something cute and cuddly to your loved ones this Easter holiday, Dr. Hagen says a stuffed animal is a good alternative.
They'll last you a whole lot longer, they'll cause you less problems, and they're less responsibility. Right? They can love on them just as well as they can love anything else.
Helping others to make more responsible decisions when picking out Easter gifts. In Hazard, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
In honor of National Pet Day, Minnie Owsley with the Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter says if you want to welcome a cute companion, including bunnies, into your home but are not ready to make any commitments, fostering could be the way to go. Lawrence County native Noah Thompson continues his American Idol journey tonight. Friends and family members in the community are invited to the Garden Theater in Louisa to support him tonight at 8 when the show airs. Noah competes this week in the top 24. After tonight, 4 people will be cut, setting up the top 20 next week. We'll have coverage of the watch party in Louisa tonight at 11.
Cooler weather is gone and our latest spring fling is here. We got the latest on whether spring storms arrive as well and when they could, coming up next.
And we'll take you to a tree planting event in Pikeville rooted in the fight against invasive species, helping to grow more than tourism in the region.